Hey, welcome to this Slackboard restorative yoga class. I just got my Slackboard a couple months ago, and one of my favorite ways to use it has been in my restorative yoga practice. So if you have a Slackboard and you're looking for a new, unique way to use it, grab your board, a yoga mat, or the floor, and we'll get started. By the way, I'm Mandy Lehman. I'm a yoga teacher. This is Kona. He'll be restoring with us, probably snoozing and breathing pretty loud throughout it all. So I hope that's not a hindrance to this audio or to this practice. Let's begin by getting seated on your slack line, however that's comfortable for you. Or you may choose to sit on the floor and use your Slackboard in this practice as you choose. So you can just follow along how you want to. It's your practice. Once you get seated and you feel comfortable, close your eyes and tune in. Gather our awareness so we can be present for this restorative yoga practice. So without needing to do anything, no need to change your breath, begin to notice how you're feeling, any mental fluctuations or sensations in your body. Not to judge it or to evaluate, but just to notice what you're arriving with. What's happening in your internal landscape? Let your hands get a little heavier. Begin to let your awareness soak up even more of your breath. You might like to gain some leadership over your breath at this point and breathe into your lower belly. You can just stay with the inhale and the exhale, noticing your belly expand on the inhale and tone towards your spine on the exhale. Let's add the 3-part breath. So you've already got the belly breathing. Now imagine you have wings attached to the back of your ribs. And as you inhale, the lower belly expands, and then the ribs expand laterally, spreading those eagle wings wide. With that, that creates space for breath in the chest and backside body. And begin to slowly exhale. It can be helpful to slow the first third of your exhale instead of trying to do it all at once. It's like releasing a little pressure chamber. Just a little at first, slowly, slowly, and then even sighing out the rest. So be with this breath cycle 2 or 3 more times. Perhaps with the exhale, your body gets a little heavy, a little relaxed. Wherever you're at in your breathing cycles, let's just do one more together. Filling the lower belly, ribs expand, nice big diaphragmatic breath, chest and back body, and slowly releasing completely, toning your belly button to your spine to complete the exhale. Blink your eyes open, and we'll move into a supported child's pose. So bring your slack board so that is horizontal against your lengthwise mat. I like to bring my big toes together. If you prefer your knees together, that's totally okay. It's your practice. So if my knees apart or knees together, walk your hands forward. Walk your hands underneath the slack line so that your forehead can rest right on the slack line. From there, continue to walk your hands So they're stretched forward in a comfortable position. Spread your fingers wide. Press your hands, your fingertips down into the mat with your exhale. Let your head rest, feeling the resistance and flexibility of your slackline. With your exhale, sit your hips back towards your heels. Then we'll cultivate that 3-part breath here. This time, as you inhale, your lower belly descends down towards the earth and tones towards your spine, reaching up. Let each inhale fill your whole body, breathing into the backside body. So if your inhale reaches all the way to your fingertips, and your exhale all the way down to your toes. Let's do a couple more. As you inhale and that breath reaches towards your fingertips, let it expand down towards your toes as well. But exhale from your fingertips and toes, toning your belly. Use your next inhale to walk your hands towards your body. We'll be moving into a supported bridge pose. So you'll want your sacrum, that's the triangle bone at your lower back between your spine and your hips, to be rested on your slackline. Make sure there's enough space and take your time. There's no rush. We need not hurry to get into our next posture. To do this slowly and gently. With your feet hip distance apart here, lift all 10 toes up towards the ceiling and press down into all 4 corners of your feet. You can replace your toes down and begin pressing into your toes. And let your sacrum get heavy into the slack line. Feel the support of the line. One more time, lift your toes up, press down to the 4 corners of your feet, then into your toes. And for a moment, let the pushing down lift your pelvis up towards the ceiling to any degree, even just a half an inch or a centimeter off the slack line. Just a moment of an active pose in our restoration. On your next exhale, lower your sacrum back to the slack line. We'll be here for a couple breath cycles, 3-part breathing. Breathe into your lower belly and notice how this time your lower belly is ascending up towards the ethers, towards the heavens. And the belly button tones down towards the earth with the exhale. Release any holding. The Slackboard is an incredibly impartial and unbiased support. It asks nothing back from you. Let your body just get heavy. No need to hold yourself back. Begin to draw your knees in towards your chest, and you may need to shimmy to keep your sacrum supported. Draw your knees in towards your chest and rest here. This is the winged relieving pose, or Apanasana. We're calling it supported or slackboard Apanasana today. Continue to breathe into your lower belly. If you'd like, you could extend your knees and reach your toes and heels up towards the ceiling. Spread your arms out to a T. Viparita Karani. This is one of the most restorative postures in yoga. If you need to shimmy, make sure to do so that you stay comfortable and supported. It's restorative because you're lifting your legs higher than your heart. So you're giving your heart a rest. And our heart works all day, all night long without our conscious control of it. So to take a moment and allow our heart to rest. You might even imagine your heart resting in your backside body against the earth. Soften all the muscles of your face and sense into the texture or temperature below your hands. The waterfall pose, which is what we're in, is waterfall pose on your Slackboard is especially beneficial. It's good on the floor, and I even do it on my bed with my legs on my headboard. So it's good anytime. You get a little added benefit when your hips are rested on the slackline because this is lifting the pelvic bowl, adding a little tilt. So you might notice your toes starting to get a little cool or cold, and that's because the blood is draining down. So the heart's not responsible to pump the blood all the way down to your toes right now. So old stagnant blood is allowed to flow down your legs. And with the hips on the Slackboard, it creates that tilt. So it's even helping the heart more to pelvic tilt. So it's helping get that blood down towards your heart even more. We'll be here for a few more breath cycles. Once more, let your face muscles relax. Imagine your cheeks getting heavy down towards the earth. With an exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. We'll pause here for a few breath cycles. No hurries, no worries. With your next exhale, release both knees to the right as you turn your head to the left for a supine twist. Let your body get heavy. Nothing else to do here. One or two more breath cycles. Use an inhale to bring your knees up to center, and you can go straight to the exhale and lower your knees to the left or pause for a breath cycle in the center. Either way, with an exhale, lower your knees to the left as you look to the right. Let your body get relaxed. Try not to hold yourself up, but to trust your weight on the earth, even for just a moment. One or two more full breath cycles, creating no rush. We create the space for our body to slow down. It creates the safety for our mind to slow down. Inhale, come back to center. We'll pause in Apanasana for a few breath cycles before Shavasana. The mind doesn't always feel safer when the body slows down. In fact, sometimes when the body slows down, that's when the mind thinks, this is my opportunity to bring up all the thoughts and sensations of the past and perhaps even borrowing from the future. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. However that feels best in your body. Use an exhale to release your feet to your mat. And an option to pick up your hips so that you can remove your board and set it aside. Or you could slide it down to the end of your mat and rest the back of your heels. This is like a mini legs up the wall here. It's a mini lift, so you're still giving your heart an added extra break. And then place your palms face down on the earth, or perhaps one on your belly and one on your heart. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Soften the corners of your eyes. The hinge of your jaw. Let your tongue lay flat at the bottom of your mouth. You might like to pull the flesh of your buttocks to the side to create a wider base and let your ankles splay open even more. Finding your most comfortable final resting posture. The mind's tendency is to wander. And as I mentioned, sometimes when we slow down, that's when it wants to race the most. So see if each time your mind wanders, you can gently, without judgment, guide it back to your body breathing you. And there's no need to control your breath here, but perhaps become the witnesser, become interested in your body continuing to breathe as you rest. Invite your body to get a little heavier and more relaxed, even just 1% with each organic exhale. Shavasana is a time of integration. It's not a time of evaluating or planning. So if you noticed your mind wander off, Gently guide it back to our last final moments of Shavasana. If you found a sweet spot in your Shavasana, I invite you to stay as long as you can. And this is where your practice begins to end. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes. You can begin to deepen your breath. Blink eyes open. Begin to make some bigger movements, like rolling wrists or ankles, reaching above head for a full body stretch. And bend one knee and the other. We're going to roll to one side and pause here for a moment. Let your body recalibrate from our restful pose back to normal waking life. Compress it down into the earth to push yourself up. And come to a seat on your Slackboard or onto your mat. And close your eyes. And check in with your internal landscape and notice if there's been a shift. If there hasn't been, that's okay. Doesn't mean you did the practice wrong or the practice was wrong. If there has been a shift, it can be really powerful and important to notice that. You can remember to come back to this practice as often as you'd like and feels good. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me and Kona. We appreciate you being here. And we hope you enjoyed a new way to work with your Slackboard. Thanks again for being here. Hope to see you next time.